Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Intelligent Industry Stage, live here from Hannover Fair, from Capgemini. Accelerate towards intelligent industry, that's what we want to do. And to accelerate, we require partners. We cannot do it alone. And so I'm very proud to have AWS today with us. And of course, our Strategic Alliance Manager for AWS, Iris Bug, who will lead us through the program together with our guests. Let's get started.
Thank you, Sasha. I'm really happy about the opportunity to be here on our Intelligent Industry Stage together with AWS and to present and to discuss with you our joint solutions we have developed regarding intelligent industries to support our customers on their journey to a sustainable future. But before we will do this, let's have a look into our partnership, only short. We are very proud that we are one of the first partners of AWS who became Premier Consulting Partner. And starting from this, we have continued to grow our capabilities, and especially our joint innovative solutions together with AWS. And together we have now developed a lot of solutions, what we will have a little deep dive into later. And today we have more than 6,500 people certified on AWS, more than 5,000 successful cloud projects, and 8 competencies on AWS. And I would say we blend together, AWS and Capgemini, our deep cloud expertise, our deep industry knowledge, and also your AWS services, as well as our engineering services. And when I'm asking you, James and Piero, what do you think? What is the added value from Capgemini for industrial solutions?
The answer is simple. So at AWS, we depend on partners to bring customer success. And AWS is really a service company. We're a cloud company. And we make edge devices as well. But in order to create the solution, we need Capgemini's expertise to actually turn the AWS products and services into those solutions. Now, what makes Capgemini special and different from some of the other partners that we work with is Capgemini's deep engineering and operational technology expertise. So that's the secret sauce in the partnership. So in terms of why AWS for industrial, the main benefit that AWS customers realize is that they're able to take advantage of some of the innovations that we've brought to bear within the Amazon.com retail business. So it probably won't surprise you, Amazon has probably one of the largest supply chains in the world. And we also have some incredibly complicated factory operations within our fulfillment centers and things like this. Lots of robotics and IoT technology that are all seamlessly integrated to make sure that your packages arrive on your doorstep the next day. And so the big advantage with AWS is that we bring that technology into our platform from Amazon.com so that all of you can take advantage of it as well. So things like Monitron for predictive maintenance, Lookout for Vision, which is a computer vision-based quality control service and things like that. If you want to find out more about those industrial AI services, go to the Amazon booth over there in the corner to take another look. This is actually a slide that I borrowed from my friends at Capgemini. And it really describes, if you like, the 3 main characteristics of a successful smart manufacturing company, or what Capgemini describe as an intelligent industry. So in most, and this, by the way, the points here actually do correlate quite nicely with some of the observations that AWS sees in the market as well. So down at the bottom, we have, productivity. So this is really all about IT to OT integration. And actually, a lot of customers are already doing this today, albeit in a one-way direction. So they're taking operational technology data and ingesting that into the cloud so that they can then analyze that data and then make different productivity gains. But the more mature organizations, then start to leverage that data through closed loop operations. So this is essentially two-way integration between the cloud back into operational technology, so that you're then able to configure that operational technology automatically. We're going to talk about a bit more about that in a short while. And then we move into the really scary area in number 3, where we have fully virtualized manufacturing capabilities, fully integrated with operational technology, fully integrated with PLM, and also fully integrated with external organizations as well, so that you have full supply chain visibility. So, of course, all of this sounds really easy, but it's not. In fact, there are a number of problems which Piero is going to talk about now.
Yeah, using the Amazon philosophy and the working backward methodology, we focus on the pain points of our customers across the value chain, from the product engineering up to the actual manufacturing, the quality inspection. Of course, we have been introducing the sustainability pillar recently. These are examples of pain points, issues that our industrial customers are facing, and together with Capgemini, we approach the problem, proposing solution, working backwards from the issue, making sure we get the most of the technology and the system integration capabilities of Capgemini in the operational information technology.
Now, of course, in reality, most organizations have at least any number of these different problems. And of course, it's difficult to know where to begin. Now, the approach that Amazon took is this idea of a flywheel. Now, I'm sure all of you know a flywheel is essentially a wheel that has the ability to turn itself. And this is Amazon's flywheel. And the nice thing about the flywheel is that it provides a very simple graphical way for communicating across an organization how the operation works. So, of course, Amazon's flywheel starts with selection. We want to offer the broadest selection of products on Amazon.com. That increases the customer experience because they're able to have more choice, which in turn drives more traffic to the website, which in turn encourages more sellers to sell on the website. So that's a very simple flywheel. And if you're a manufacturing company, you might have a flywheel as well that looks a bit like this. So you need to start off by knowing what customers need. Then you design what customers want. You manufacture cheaply and efficiently. Then you track how customers use, so that you then know what customers need, and you can create the next iteration of those products. Now, of course, on the manufacturing side, the flywheel then spins off into another flywheel where you need to understand different cost and efficiency KPIs, things like asset utilization, labor productivity on the shop floor, and things like this. Identify the most inefficient KPI, intervene with an IT or an OT solution, and then address that KPI. Now, we're not going to talk about all of the different parts of the intelligent industry flywheel. We are going to focus on this one down here, the IT OT intervention. But this gives you an idea of how Capgemini and AWS work with customers today. And of course, actually, every customer will have their own flywheel as well.
Together with Capgemini, we are following the digital thread. This is a typical example of an end-to-end manufacturing process. Some of our customers are covering all the different use cases, some of those just a couple. Again, together with Capgemini, we'll be building solutions around R&D development with the PLM and more, let's say, classical and standard workloads like PLM, MES, and ERP. And most of them are also innovative in terms of capabilities. We talk about digital twin with IoT integration. We talk about how to track the worker itself with the digital worker management. So all about wearable devices connected to the cloud, tracking what the worker is doing, if the safety measures, if the risk is under control. It's all about improving the quality of your work centers with the closed loop operation. We can track how the manufacturing process is behaving, you can near real time address the PLM configuration to make sure we get most out in terms of productivity, first pass yield, and quality. It's all about tracking the end-to-end value chain. We apply blockchain techniques for pick and place, track and trace in the plant and out on the external floor, if you need to track your containers, for example. We apply predictive asset maintenance capabilities end-to-end, again, making sure your machinery works well, you can react, you can have integration with asset management tooling. So again, AWS providing the technology, the approach, the well-architected review of all workloads, making sure the technology is used at its best. Capgemini providing the knowledge, the skill set, and the system integration capabilities to make this flow running end-to-end.
So between AWS and Capgemini, we've actually co-created more than 10 different solutions. And think of these as either repeatable solutions or solution accelerators that you can use and implement today to give you an advantage. So I'm going to just walk through 3 examples really quickly now, and then we'll stop for some questions. So the first example, as you can probably tell by the graphic, is with a large OEM based here in Germany. And the solution that Capgemini implemented is a closed-loop operation solution. So it's based on the idea of a parameter store which knows how to communicate with different robotics on a production line that all use different proprietary protocols. And the advantage of the solution is that it removes the manual intervention that would normally be required when you need to change what the production line is manufacturing. So the solution is actually very, very similar to something called AWS RoboMaker. You can see a demonstration of that in the AWS booth in the corner, but that will give you a feel for what the solution does. The next solution is something called Trusted Logistics. This is a super cool solution. In fact, it's actually based on AWS blockchain technology and IoT, and it's used to track the integrity of goods as they make their way from factory operations into the distribution network. So the advantage of this is that it uses blockchain to track the custodian of the goods as it makes its way maybe onto a truck, through different customs and excise handling, maybe onto an aeroplane, then back onto another truck again. And the goods are tracked with IoT technology and GPS sensors as well, so that the customer knows exactly where the goods are and the state of those goods at any point in time. So this is a really good solution if you're worried about things like theft and loss, or you need to make sure that the goods arrive at the destination in a timely way. And the third and final solution I just want to talk about is something called digital worker management. Again, it's an AWS IoT solution. In fact, it's actually a few years old now. It predates the pandemic. And it was originally created to improve worker productivity within an industrial environment. So imagine you have an emergency situation where maybe a machine has broken down and you need to deploy workers to go and fix that machine as a matter of urgency. Or maybe it's in a chemical environment where you need to evacuate the area. So the solution's able to send those signals to wearable devices like watches and things like this to give the workers the instructions that they need. Now, of course, a couple of years ago when the pandemic came along, Capgemini then enhanced the solution to deal with things like COVID-19 use cases. So using computer vision technology to enforce things like social distancing, contact tracing, and things like this. So think of this as a solution that will help you schedule the workflow, schedule the jobs that they've got ahead, but also deal with those reactive emergency situations as well. So those are 3 really good examples. They're all live and in production today. We can't go over all of them. Like I said, we've got more than 10 solutions touching all the areas that Piero mentioned, but also including things like mainframe modernization, SAP workloads, PLM workloads, and many, many more. So we will stop now for questions. By the way, this picture was taken before the pandemic as well, as you can probably tell.
Are there any questions from your audience, maybe regarding the use cases we have shown or something different?
Go next.
Yeah, okay.
4 minutes early.
Yeah.
This brilliant new world, intelligent industry, which we are all looking at and currently together designing in a way because it's not yet existing in full stage. One big topic will be security, cybersecurity. What are you doing about this?
I mean, security is one of the pillars of the well-architected design sustained by AWS. Security is job zero, priority zero, is embedded by design everywhere.
Yeah.
It's all about encrypting data in transit at rest, ensuring we adopt the best security posture at the edge during the transmission, and of course in the cloud. And again, following the well-architected steps, AWS and Capgemini are certified together to deliver those kind of reviews. We are meeting these requirements.
Cool. Thank you, Iris. Thank you, James. Thank you, Piero, for coming and
Okay, sure.
for a wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you also very much.